Hello, you guys. Welcome to my channel. Life Speaking Food stands for good food for every soul and a word for every heart. Hi, I am Deloris, and I am a chef, and I've been a chef since 2018. And over that time span, I had the opportunity of being around other chefs and learning so much more after I graduated. So cooking is who I am. I am a poet as well. I love giving a spoken word, and that is how my business derived from Life Speaking Food, which stands for good food for every soul and a word for every heart. So each week I'm going to be introducing my own personal recipes. That's right, my own personal recipes. And I am going to give you that recipe as well. If you are a cooker and you want to cook or you want to start cooking, it is so important to cook your own food and you know what's going into your food. So, because of this fall, I love squash, I love comfort meals. That's what we're doing today. And the squash we're going to use is acorn squash. And it looks just like acorn too. It's like green and round. And you'll get to see all my ingredients. I'll lay them out before you. I'll give you why I chose this ingredient. I love squash. And I said it's just so plain when people just roast it or cut it up in squares, put a little brown sugar on it, a little butter. Some people just want you to highlight the food a little bit more to make it look inviting, right? Because you know, we eat with our eyes, right? And that is what we're going to make today. An acorn squash bowl. So you come along with me on this journey and let's see how this goes. Let's go! Okay, you guys. These are all the ingredients that we need to make our acorn squash bowl. Like I said before, we are making stuffed acorn squash. So you see how I cleaned out the acorns there? You can cut them another direction to make them a little longer. I just like mine like that. And then we have our spinach here. We have a mixture of light brown sugar, coarse salt, and pepper. We have my own balsamic glaze. It's really just some balsamic vinegar with some brown sugar, and it's cooked down until the sugar just dissipates and it caramelizes. So that's what's going to be drizzled on the top when I finish. Then we have some olive oil here, and that is what we're going to use to base this with this seasoning as well. Now we have our Italian seasoning, which is just a mixture of oregano, basil, let's see what else I put in there, rosemary in there as well. So the meat that we have is the Italian meat. This is a parsley that's going to finish when we're done. Top it off with that. We have some sliced garlic. I like sliced garlic for this particular dish. And then we have some chopped onions, some pecans, and some cranberries. So this is all fall festive. I love it. I'm not going to toast the pecans, and you'll know towards the end why. So we're going to go ahead and put some olive oil on both of these, and we're going to put some seasoning on there, which is going to be the brown sugar and the coarse salt and pepper. And we're going to bake these in the oven on 400 degrees for approximately 30 minutes. And this is how we're going to have them after we season them. They're going to be turned upside down. So you guys see how I kind of cut off the bottom base so it doesn't wiggle? That's important, but you want to make sure that you don't cut into the vessel. So we're going to flip these back over, and we're going to put some nice olive oil on both of these, brush that on there, and put the seasoning in there. We're going to put it in the oven, and with my meat, I'm going to saute some onions until they caramelize a little bit. Add the meat with it as well. I'm going to put the garlic, and we're going to put some more seasoning. That's the coarse salt and pepper as well. All that is going to be seasoned. And once we remove it from the heat, we're just going to kind of toss the spinach into that mixture. And you see how small the circles are? Well, once this cooks more, it gives me more room to pull back and stuff is really nice. So we're going to put this seasoning also in this mixture. And you'll see that as I go along. So come on, let's get into the kitchen and get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add the rest of this oil that was left over into there. Just like that. We're going to let that get hot just a little bit because we want to put our onions in there. An onion adds flavor. So that's important to know. Onion and garlic, you can't go wrong with that. So we're just going to let this heat up for a little bit. And they're just small dice, or you can rough chop them because it's going to get pretty soft here. So we're going to let this get soft for at least 3 minutes. So you guys see how the onions are cooking there? You guys hear them sizzle there. Okay, so now that we let that cook, we just gonna put our sliced garlic in here. So what I want to do is take my Italian sausage here. I'm just going to randomly drop that in there, just a little everywhere. I like to spread the meat out sometimes. It cooks faster. And that's what I'm doing right now. Let's go ahead and add our salt. And then the coarse pepper in there. Go ahead and see how some of those onions got that nice dark brown. That's important. And then I get to break up this meat some more. Whereas if I dropped it in a big clunk, it'll probably take longer to cook and break the meat down. And then the onions will burn more. I like the charred taste, but I don't like it too charred. Now we're going to go ahead and add this Italian seasoning. It seems like a lot, but it's not. And you'll know exactly how much of whatever I'm adding here because I'll have it at the end of this. All right, you guys. So now we're going to go ahead and add the spinach. Not a lot, just a little. And so what I want to do now is just kind of toss the meat on top of the spinach because the spinach is going to cook some more once it's in the little vessel here. So, and sometimes if you overcook your vegetables, you take all the nutrients out of it. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. And we're going to have this all ready so when we get ready to add it to the vessel, we'll be ready to go. All right. Okay, you guys, this is the squash. It's out. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and stuff this awesome filling. See that? I have all the spinach, the pecans, the cranberries, the Italian sausage and seasoning. We're just going to stuff that right inside of there evenly. I'm going to make sure we get a little spinach in both of them. We're going to stack it as high as we can get it. Very important. This is a wonderful dish, especially if you want something different. You know, some people get tired of eating the same thing over and over and over again. I know I do. I I can't eat the same thing. So if I make something, I was like, I don't want that for tomorrow. So me living alone, I always make sure that if I do have extra, I always use it and I freeze it, or I give it to my sister or my nephew or someone like that. So you see how nice and stuffed this is? So I'm going to go ahead and push that down in here. So now we're going to give this the baking method. That means when you bake something, you cover it. So we're going to drop the temperature down to like 350, and we're going to cook this for an additional 20 minutes. And then we will have to drizzle our balsamic glaze on there, and then our parsley. Let's do it. Okay, we did it. We did it. We did it. Thank you so much for joining my channel, you guys. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe and like to my channel. And I am so looking forward to seeing you guys again soon, because this business is God's business. I'm just managing it. And if it's God's will, I will see you next time. You guys have a great and awesome day. Goodbye.